Man Hour Nation, it's time to get shocked. The Philadelphia Eagles opened up minicamp this week, and as no surprise, they are continuing their, quote, winning ways. They are going to be very limited in contact and take minicamp very, very easily, as the blog writer here for Man Hour has recently said. Now, they said this is to help them win in the postseason. This is the second straight year that they will be in this limited mini camp form here. I use that term very, very loosely and with air quotes. So we looked at the Philadelphia Eagles schedule from last season. I should say record from last season. They went 9-8. Second in the NFC East. Not terrible, right? But missed the playoffs. Had a pretty piss poor draft. Quarterback is questionable at best. And when you're second place in the NFC East, as the people like to say, the NFC least, that's not really saying a whole lot, my man. You guys had arguably one of the easiest schedules in the NFL last season in 2021. And to say you want to continue these, quote, winning ways by taking minicamp limited contact and not working that hard, are you dumb or just plain stupid? I'm asking for a friend at this point. Hashtag fly Eagles fly. Let me know. Do you guys really think taking this easy approach is going to help you guys long term? Is being a player's coach or whatever the hell they're trying? Philadelphia Eagles fans, this doesn't make any sense to me whatsoever. It doesn't. Yes, I understand you have a long season ahead of you. You have, we have 80-some days until the first regular season game, right? We have a 17-week game season, 18 weeks counting in the bye week. And if you make the playoffs, if somehow you guys make the playoffs, 20, 21 weeks. I get it. 6 months of football to go, right? I get it. So take it easy now, right? But a wise man once told me, iron sharpens iron. Are you ready for the best damn radio show on the planet? Man Hour Nation, rise up.
You don't want to be every time, no. I would like to personally welcome you to Man Hour After Dark. Say that while I bring you the host, Mike, Buck, and Cone. You know who coming to the sports talk than what you about to hear right here. I second that.
Go. You know that it's us when we talking about sports. Giving you facts on the field to the core. Tune in, we need the support. 1 hour too short, then listen some more. On all your stations, not dropping no music. Stripes like Adidas, but Nike just do it. Down 4 in the 4th, we go for the win. Michael 2 seconds, we taking it in. Buck, Mike, and Combs, you know what's going on. Man, now we're After Dark, no LA, we the big spark. No 4th and inches won't cut short. Got the best talking, it's all sports. Buzzing more than buzzer beaters. We coming live all through your speakers, go.
And what is up, Man Hour Nation? Michael Buckasher here with the Man Hour. I'm sure to head over to manhourradio.com. Check out the merchandise page. Check out the new and improved blog section as well. And if you are a fan of a particular team, you want to catch some Dallas Cowboys news, click on the Dallas Cowboys link. It'll take you to our brand new YouTube page there, NFL Talk Dallas Cowboys, and it is all Dallas Cowboys 24/7, 365 days a year. Dallas Cowboys, Dallas Cowboys, Dallas Cowboys. The boys, the boys, the boys. America's team. But if you like, I don't know, let's say the Miami Dolphins, head over there, click on the Miami Dolphins, bada bing, bada boom, it's there for you, baby. We are covering all 32 NFL teams over there, guys, right now at manhourradio.com. So simply click on the team that you like. If you're a Bills fan, if you're a Cardinals fan, if you're a Chiefs fan, click on those links, read those blogs, check out the YouTube channels, all the good stuff that is happening over there at manhourradio.com. And if you guys are interested in providing content for the Man Hour, this is a paid opportunity. So if you guys would like to make some money to doing what you do, hey, hit us up. Slide into my DMs at manhour_buck, or my email is in the description of this YouTube channel here, mike.buckeister at manhourradio.com. So guys, we are trying to grow this great brand here, and we have a lot of good things happening and working in the mix. Luke G has decided to join Man Hour Nation. So all you Detroit Lion fans, I know Luke G's got a huge following. Bring the man over here. Luke G says, you know what? I want to give you the best Lions content out there, and I'm going to provide it for Man Hour Nation, and that's exactly what he's doing. Starting next week, Luke G will be here right here on Man Hour Nation, guys. So get excited about that. You can find the YouTube channel over at manhourradio.com is where you can find that. We do got a pretty good show lined up for you tonight. I am flying solo here. This was supposed to be the morning show, but I was tired. I'm not even on front. Like this heat is literally just sucking the life out of me right now, and so yeah, I pushed it back to. I'm starting the evening show early to make it for the morning show. So bada bing, bada boom, by de facto, whatever. We're breaking down the NFC or the AFC North today. That's the Baltimore Ravens, Cleveland Browns, Cincinnati Bengals, and of course the Pittsburgh Steelers, which they just signed Mika Fitzpatrick to making him the richest safety in the NFL. Good deal, bad deal, I don't know. We'll definitely have to talk about that some point in the show here. Maybe we want to break down the Pittsburgh Steelers coming up here in about 30 minutes. But let me get my scheduled here. And we are going to start today's show off with the infamous fact or crap. What is fact or crap? Simply, people give me statements over on Twitter at manhour_Buckley, slid into our DMs over on Facebook here at facebook.com/manhoursports. And they gave us statements, and it's going to be, I'm going to answer if it's whether it's a fact or crap. This is strictly geared toward the AFC North. So we have 6 fact or craps coming up, and it is loaded with some pretty juicy questions here, because right off the bat, the first fact or crap of the night, Lamar Jackson is the best quarterback in the AFC North. If you guys are new here, I am not a huge Lamar Jackson fan. I think he is overrated. I think you fans have put him up on this pedestal when he was drafted in that with the last pick of the first round, 4 years ago. I guaranteed the Ravens a Super Bowl in my first 5 years, yada, yada, yada. Yes, he has won an MVP. Yes, he has won a lot of regular season games. He has, 2 13-win seasons, right? Last year, not a 13-win season, 6 wins maybe I think he had as a starter. He has 1 playoff win in his career, and he is good, if not great, during the regular season. But when it comes to playoff time, when it comes to win the games, when it matters, he shits the bed. So when we look across the AFC North, this is a very hefty quarterback conference or division that we have here. Well, the AFC as a whole conference is a great division or a great quarterback. But the AFC North, right now, we have Deshaun Watson, arguably a top 5 quarterback if he's able to play. Keyword is if he's able to play there, right? 26 acquisitions later. And then we have a Kenny Pickett. I think he's going to do great things in Pittsburgh. Along with we got Mitchell Trubisky over in Pittsburgh as well. And, of course, you have Mason Rudolph as well. Mason Rudolph is probably the bottom of those 2, but I digress. And then we look over in Cincinnati. We have Joe freaking Burrow, right? Joe, Mr. Big Nuts, like himself. So to say that Lamar Jackson is the best quarterback in the North, I would give you guys number 2. I will say right now, no, I can't say that because Deshaun Watson's there. Lamar Jackson's the 3rd quarterback in that division at best, depending on how Kenny Pickett translates his college game into the NFL, which I think he will do good things. So the best quarterback in the division is arguably Deshaun Watson, if he's able to play. And then at number 2, a close number 2, Joe Burrow. I love what Joe Burrow did last season. Led the not very good Cincinnati Bengals to the Super Bowl, right? Hell, even his first year, he was above 500 quarterback till he shattered his knee. So Joe Burrow, Deshaun Watson is a 1-2 there, and then Lamar Jackson comes in. I want to say a close 3rd, but this is kind of a prove it year for Lamar Jackson. Like if Lamar Jackson doesn't win a playoff game this season, if not 2, I have a stinking suspicion that he will be out of Baltimore at the end of the season. Yes, he can win you a lot of regular season games, but he cannot put the hardware on your hand. And he's proven it. He's proven it in Louisville. He's proven it in high school. And now he's proven it at the NFL level as well. Lamar Jackson is a good regular season quarterback. I will give you guys that. But factor crap, Lamar Jackson is the best quarterback in the North. That is crap. 100% crap. He is not the best quarterback in the AFC North. Sorry to say it, Lamar Jackson fans, but that is just the way it is. So moving on to the next fact or crap. This came from me on Twitter at manhour_buck. Hit me up on the Twitter machine if you would like to give us some fact or craps. This fact or crap is about the Cincinnati Bengals. Fact or crap, Buck. The Cincinnati Bengals will have the biggest fall from 2021 to 2022 in the AFC North. So let's look at this history of the Cincinnati Bengals here. 2020, I believe they were the last place team in the North. 2021, they went from worst to first, Super Bowl appearance. So anything but a Super Bowl win is kind of a fallback, isn't it? And then we look at the other teams in the North. The Pittsburgh Steelers were a seventh seed team going into the playoffs. They played the Kansas City Chiefs and got walloped. The Cleveland Browns and the Baltimore Ravens were both non-existent. They had like 6 or 7 wins apiece. I don't have the records pulled up in front of me here, which I should. But with that being said, yes, by default, they will have the biggest downfall of 2022 in the division if they do not win the Super Bowl. Like, even if they just make it to the playoffs and they lose in the first round, that is going to be a bigger fall off than anybody in the rest of the division. I mean, yes, that is still a good season. If you make the playoffs, it is still not a horrible season, right? Even if you win a playoff game, it's not a horrible season. So the other teams around the league, Cleveland and Baltimore, they both had 8 wins last season. So for them to have a bigger fall than Cincinnati, hell, we can even throw Pittsburgh in there. They had 9 wins. They have to win 3 to 4 games. And I don't see that happening for either 3 of those teams. So I'm gonna have to say fact. Cincinnati Bengals will have the biggest fall of 2022 from 2021 in the AFC North. And it's not saying that they'll have a bad season. Don't get that twisted. They're not going to have a bad season. It's just they aren't going to repeat Super Bowl. So, yeah. Excuse me. Next one up. Obviously, this one came from us on Instagram. You can follow us on Instagram at manhour_bucks on the old IG there. Being a little bit more active on there. But fact or crap, Buck? The Browns are back to the worst team in the NFL if Deshaun Watson doesn't play. Wow. So the Cleveland Browns did offer Deshaun Watson a $230 million guaranteed contract. And since then, 5 more women have come out and said that Deshaun Watson sexually assaulted them. Massages with happy endings. I actually just wrote a blog about that over on manhourradio.com. Check it out. So to say that the Cleveland Browns are the worst team in the division without Deshaun Watson, I'm going to say that is crap, because I think the Cleveland Browns are the worst division with Deshaun Watson. So whether Deshaun Watson plays or not, I still think the Browns are probably the worst team in that division. I don't see them getting over 8 wins this season. I don't see them making a playoff push. I don't see them making to a Super Bowl. They will be at the cellar dwellers of the AFC North all season long with Deshaun Watson or not. This franchise literally had things cooking. They had things going. Baker Mayfield led them to the playoffs, the first playoff win since, 93 or whatever it was, 96 I think it was. Things were cooking. 2021, obviously he played, referring to Baker Mayfield, played hurt all season long from week 2 on. And he still mustered up 8 wins. Odell Beckham Jr. said he wanted out. Landry Jones Jarvis Landry's like, hey, I don't. Now they did add Amari Cooper. I get it. Hunt and Chubb are still there. Deshaun Watson, if able to play, he is going to be a great asset. But the AFC North is probably the best division in football, and no. So I'm going to have to say crap that the Browns are back to the worst team in the NFL if Deshaun Watson plays, because the Browns are still going to be a good team with her or without him, but they will be in last in the division. So that is going to be crap for me. Excuse me. The next one up here. Next one up. I just spoke of how good I think the AFC North is going to be this season. This one came to us on Twitter at manhour_buck, hashtag fact or crap buck. The North will have 3 playoffs teams in 2022. Wow. That's a bold statement, Cotton, because AFC is loaded. I mean, in theory, every team from the AFC West could make it. In theory, every team from the AFC North could make it. Then we look at the AFC East. Probably get 2 teams if lucky. I don't think it's going to be the Miami Dolphins. It'll probably be the Bills or the Patriots. The AFC South will probably only have 1 team unless somehow the Titans or Colts both make humongous strides this season. So, factor crap, the North will have 3 playoff teams. You know, kind of by default. Let's think about this. Let's go around each division. Let's quickly pick the division winners. In the West, I have the Chargers. In the North, I'm not going to tell you guys that yet because we're going to break the schedule down here in a little bit. The East, I had the Buffalo Bills. In the South, I had the Indianapolis Colts. So there are 4 teams there. And then I think the Kansas City Chiefs will make it. I think the Chargers will make it. So right there are your 6 teams. So that only leaves 1 team left in the AFC North to make the playoffs. So I'm going to go with crap. I'm going to go with crap that the AFC North will get 3 playoff teams. I think they will get 2. And it's going to come down to Week 18 matchup of whoever wins that game. If they could possibly get a third team in. But when I look at the AFC West, I don't see the Chargers missing it. I don't see the Kansas City Chiefs missing it. Hell, I mean, it is tough to get 3 teams in as is. But the way the AFC is like loaded, so I'm going to stick with my crap. I obviously the division winner, and then they'll get a wild card as well. So no, they don't get three teams in. That is a complete crap statement. Next up. This is factor crap number 6, the final factor crap of the day before we move into the schedule breakdown. This one came from Twitter as well at manhour_buck. Buck factor crap. The AFC Championship game will have a team from the AFC North. So obviously last year, guys, the Cincinnati Bengals went to the AFC Championship game versus the Kansas City Chiefs, and they outlasted them. And so when we look at the AFC North, let's look at regular season alone, guys. The Bengals went 10-7 last season. The Pittsburgh Steelers went 9-7-1. The Cleveland Browns and the Baltimore Ravens both went 8-9, both missing the playoffs. The Steelers and the Bengals both made the playoffs. The Bengals, you can say, kind of snuck in a little bit, and they just got hot at the right time. So it is going to take a team to get hot at the right time in the North to really give me that warm, cozy feeling that a team from the North will make it. Now, can you predict a team getting hot? No. Can you predict a team getting riddled with injuries? No. Can you predict a team that is going to go high-flying and doing all this other crap that the Cincinnati Bengals did the last 6-7 weeks of the season? No. You cannot. You can say, hey, I think they're going to do this, this, and this, but to really predict it, no. So I'm going to say crap. Crap that an AFC North team does not represent the AFC in the AFC Championship game. I think it's going to come down to the West. Yes, I am a Chiefs fan. I'm wearing a Chiefs hat right now. I get it. But I think the West is just so much better than everybody else. But then I see what you guys are saying. On the flip side of the coin, they're going to use and abuse each other. They play each other 6 times. They're going to get tired of beating down each other, yada, yada, yada. True. But the North is going to do the same thing. The North does play each other 6 times as well, and the North might arguably be they are the second best division in football, above the NFC West, above the AFC North, the AFC or the NFC South, yeah, they're the best, or they're their second best division in football, but they will not represent the AFC Championship game. So the Bengals aren't going to make it. The Seals aren't going to make it. The Browns aren't going to make it. Definitely not the Ravens. So crap. All right, guys. So I gave you some factor craps, some 6 factor craps. If you guys have missed any of that, be sure to head over to youtube.com/man-hour, and I'll have them each clipped out for you guys, as the factor crap is one of the most popular segments here on Man Hour. So, going on to page number 3 here. Page number 3. It is time. It is time to break down the schedules. We have done the NFC and NFC West. We have done the NFC and AFC East. We have done the NFC North. Go Pack Go, right? But now it is time for the second greatest division in football. It is time to tell you how bad the Lamar Jackson, the Baltimore Ravens will be this year. It is time to tell you that they will not have a 10-win team in this division this year. It is time to break down the Cleveland Browns, the 2022 Cleveland Browns. The Cleveland Browns did go 8-9 last season, missing the playoffs. Riddled with injuries, they traded off Odell Beckham Jr. in mid-season to the LA Rams, the Super Bowl winning LA Rams, I might add. They decided to cut ways with Jarvis Landry as well. In the offseason, they made a huge splash to getting Deshaun Watson, $230 million himself, and 26 accusations later. They picked up Amari Cooper, and they did not too terrible on the draft as well. So, 2022 sounds promising, right? Sounds promising. However, in midst of everything that's happening, they pissed off Baker Mayfield, right? Hey, we don't need Baker Mayfield. We got Deshaun Watson. Well, guess what? Deshaun Watson is not going to play this season, guys. Accusations keep piling up. So, with that being said, week number 1, they travel to Carolina to take on the Carolina Panthers. Does all this offseason controversy and Deshaun Watson underneath his microscope, and we don't know who the quarterback is going to be. Right now, Deshaun Watson is slated to be number 1. Jacoby Brissett is slated to be number 2. And Baker Mayfield is still on the roster, but he's slated to be number 3, I guess, if push comes to shove. But with all that being said, let's flash back to 2021 a little bit here. The Carolina Panthers came out of the gate hot. CMC was healthy. Sam Darnold looked great. Robbie Anderson was doing good things. Who else was their wide receiver? But also, the Carolina Panthers are kind of riddled with all-season controversy. Is Baker Mayfield going to Carolina? Robbie Anderson doesn't want to play with Sam Darnold. It doesn't matter. Give me the the Carolina Panthers in week number 1. They do beat the Cleveland Browns in Deshaun Watson's debut if he happens to play, right? And just when it push comes to shove, Carolina is a good first 4-week team like they were last season. We were talking about them Super Bowl, right? Week number 2, we've already broken this down, but give me the Cleveland Browns over the Jets. Week 2, week number 3, divisions game starts. Thursday night football. Pittsburgh Steelers come to Cleveland. This game is very, very intriguing because obviously Thursday night football, if you guys have been listening to the Man Hours, I roll out this stat. Almost every time we pick a Thursday night game, the road team is 75% losing versus the home team. However, this is the division rival. This is the Pittsburgh Steelers versus the Cleveland Browns. This is prime time game. This is going to be Kenny Pickett's debut. This is Deshaun Watson's coming out party. However, the Pittsburgh Steelers are kind of a team on a mission. They are a team that's just always there. They're like the St. Louis Cardinals. They can have whoever you want pitching and catching. Somehow they're going to make the playoffs somehow, some way. And somehow, some way, the Pittsburgh Steelers pull off this Week 3 matchup over the Cleveland Browns. It's probably going to be a nasty 6-3 game. It's going to be 10-7. So it's going to be nasty, nasty game. But either way, going into week 4, the Cleveland Browns then travel to Atlanta Falcons. We have not broken down the NFC South yet, but I still think Desmond Ridder is going to win that job over Marcus Mariota. But I do think the Browns come out on top versus like Atlanta, giving them a 2-2 start to the season. Week 5, you already picked this game. I do have the Cleveland Browns beating the LA Chargers. Chargers are going to be a good team, but it is very, very hard to travel from the West to the East Coast time zone. Week number 6, the Patriots come into town to take on Deshaun Watson. What is one of the biggest flaws of Bill Belichick is defending a mobile quarterback. What is Deshaun Watson? He is a mobile quarterback with a damn good arm. There's a reason why Deshaun Watson is a top 5 quarterback in the league, and that is not because of he just strictly scrambles. That's strictly not just because he's just a pocket quarterback. It's because you don't know what he's going to bring you. That's why I'm giving the Cleveland Browns this win over the New England Patriots week number 6, giving them a 3-game winning streak. They've beaten the Falcons, Chargers, and now the Patriots, giving them momentum going into week 7 when they travel to Baltimore to take on the Ravens. Is this a battle of the bottom dwellers of the AFC North? Possibly. Only time will tell, but give me the Ravens at home. The Ravens are always strong in the regular season. They fall off, week 16, 17, 18 when it matters the most. Week 7, middle of the season, give me Lamar Jackson and the Baltimore Ravens over the Cleveland Browns. Week 8, this is a Monday night game. Cincinnati Bengals come into town. Man, the Browns' schedule does not get any easier going through the rest of the year. I mean, we've had the Chargers, the Patriots, the Ravens, and now the Bengals, all the back-to-back weeks. And then the week before that, they played the Steelers and Falcons. Yes, the Falcons aren't going to be very good, but the Steelers, man, this is a rough, 4 or 5 week stretch here. But the Bengals coming to town to take on the Cleveland Browns. Monday Night Football, that crowd is going to be rocking. Deshaun Watson's probably going to get at least 3 more acquisitions after this game, because the Cleveland Browns are going to rock the Cincinnati Bengals world. For whatever reason, Joe Burrow just forgets to show up this Monday night game. The pressure of the lights and Cleveland Brown, the dog pounds going crazy, rough. They whoop that ass. Week 9 is a bye week. Week 10, I do have the Browns beating the Miami Dolphins. We've already picked that game. Week 11, the Browns travel to Buffalo to take on the Bills. Give me the Buffalo Bills. The Buffalo Bills are a team that you don't really want to mess with. They are the best team in the AFC right now on paper, hands down. Week 12, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers are coming off a bye week to take on the Cleveland Browns in Cleveland. This one, there's always those trap games, right? The trap game is for not the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, but the Cleveland Browns. Because they do play the Bengals coming up in 2 weeks, and then they have a very hard stretch coming up because they play 3 division teams in a row, like again. But give me the Bucks coming off the bye week going into Cleveland. I just have faith in them. Week 13, the Browns travel to Houston to take on the Texans. For some reason, I like Davis Mills. I like Davis Mills as a quarterback. I think he is going to do good things for the Houston Texans moving forward. However, I just heard a very interesting rumor today, and I've been digging some research and talking to some people that I know around the league, and it might be more plausible than what we think. Jimmy G could possibly be going to the Houston Texans. What? Right? Yeah, the Jimmy G, Mr. When I'm healthy, I lead a team to the championship game G himself, could possibly go into Houston, Texas. Now, will he be leading the Houston Texans to a championship game? Absolutely not. But can they beat the Cleveland Browns? Absolutely. I don't care who the quarterback is. Houston is going to be a very, very tough game for everybody that they play. They're going to fall on the short end of the stick 9 times out of 10, but they do come out on top versus the Cleveland Browns week 13. Week 14, the Cleveland Browns travel to Cincinnati to take on the Bengals. Give me the Bengals. Bengals are on a revenge tour, and they whoop that ass. The Browns are kind of in this free fall state right now. They have lost 4 games in a row. I mean, they lost to the Buffalo Bills, the Bucks, the Houston Texans, and now the Cincinnati Bengals. Oof. Does it get easier? Absolutely not. Week 15, the Baltimore Ravens come into town again. However, remember what I said about 3 minutes ago? The Baltimore Ravens are good through 1 through 12 weeks. Well, guess what? This is week 15. Week 15, give me the Cleveland Browns at home over the Baltimore Ravens. Week 16, the New Orleans Saints come into town. Oh, this is a Saturday game. I believe this is a Saturday afternoon game, like 4 o'clock or whatever. Here's on the East Coast. These Saturday games are always very intriguing to me because it comes down to coaching. Like at this point, Saints have a new coach. We don't know whether Michael Thomas is going to be in the Saints uniform or not. Who is going to be the Saints quarterback? Yes, I know Winston's slated to be starter, but will he? This one's tough for me because when I look at the overall record right now, where's it at here? I had the Browns sitting at 8-7. 8-7 going into this Week 16 matchup. Because I do have the Browns beating the Commanders Week 17. Now, I do not think they are going to win 10 games this season. But the 2 games that I have left to pick are the Saints and the Steelers. So I'm taking the Steelers week 18. That puts them at 8-8, right? Now, do they take that step forward and then become a 500 team, or are they still below 500 team? This Week 16 game matters. Is it, are we going to fire Kevin Stefanski at the end of the season, or are we going to give him a raise? In the most Cleveland Brown way, they're going to fire Kevin Stefanski at the end of the year because he finishes 8-9 again this season, duplicating what they did in 2021 and probably going to miss the playoffs as well. So I got them overall record finishing 8-9, 2-4 in the division, 6-6 in the AFC. But they are 5-3 at home, 3-6 on the road. So if they can just, be undefeated at home somehow, some way, pump that up to 8 wins, they're a playoff bound team. There are some questionable games that I have there that could go either way. The Miami game, week 10 here. I do have the Browns beating the Dolphins, but the Dolphins, they could be good. They could be. Week 13, I do have the Houston Texans beating the Browns. That could go the other way. But really, the rest of them, I'm pretty much set. Maybe opening week, they beat the Panthers, but does that really put them in playoff condition? No, it doesn't. It doesn't at all. So moving on to the other B team in the division. No pun intended, the B team. Excuse me. The Cincinnati Bengals, fresh off their Super Bowl appearance, lost to the LA Rams. Joe Burrow didn't have enough time to complete a ball to wide open T. Higgins, wasn't it? Or I forget who was wide open. Streaking down the field, wide open. But let's get it started here. Week number 1, they'll open up the season at home versus the Pittsburgh Steelers. Bengals win this opening game versus the Pittsburgh Steelers. Pittsburgh Steelers are kind of in that limbo. I don't know who our quarterback is going to be. It will probably end up being Mitchell Trubisky start week 1 just to start with the, quote, veteran. But I think Kenny Pickett will eventually come into play here toward the end of the season. So with that being said, I'm taking the Bengals week 1. They are going to have that chip on their shoulder. They're going to be hungry, and it's a division game. You do not want to shit the bed week 1 at home versus the division opponent. Week 2, I have them beating the Dallas Cowboys. This is just it is a good start to the season, and the Dallas Cowboys, I'm really concerned of what they're going to end up doing. I do have them going 11-6 on the season, but I don't know. I think the Bengals beat the Cowboys this week. Week 3, this is where all the fun begins. This is where the season officially starts, right? You travel on the road to back-to-back road games here to Dallas, and now to New York MetLife Stadium to take on the Jets. There is such thing after a big win, 2 big wins over the Steelers and the Cowboys here, where you kind of just shit the bed. You forget to show up. You're like, oh, it's just the Jets. They're terrible. They're the worst team in the NFL. They're battling for a first overall pick. False. It's still an NFL team. You still have 52 guys battling for millions of dollars. You still have, it's still a football game. The Jets win this game over the Bengals. Week number 4, Miami Dolphins come into town Thursday night. Give me the Bengals. I just don't like the Dolphins at all this season. Week number 5, the Bengals travel to the Ravens to take on Lamar Jackson and the boys. Who are the boys? I don't know who the boys are. But give me the Bengals and this one. I don't like the Ravens that much this season at all. Week number 6, the New Orleans Saints. They travel to New Orleans to take on the Saints. Joe Burrow going back to his old stomping grounds. Is the light going to be too much for him? Is he going to be trying to playing over himself to prove to LSU that he was just the best thing ever to French sliced spread there? Give me the Saints in this one. The Saints spoil the homecoming for Joe Burrow in week number 6. Week 7, the Falcons come to town. Desmond Ridder and who else? Falcons are just not good, guys. The Falcons are probably the best or the worst team in the NFL. Give me the Bengals in this one in a landslide. This game is going to be over at halftime. You can be kissing your mom by halftime. Good night, and nothing is going, and you won't miss a damn thing. Week number 8, we do have the Browns beating the Bengals in the Monday night game. We just broke that down. Week number 9, the Panthers come into Cincinnati. The Panthers are a team that I'm high on, but this is a team that has such a high ceiling, but such a low floor as well. You don't know what you're going to get with them, and it just sucks because I do like Sam Darnold, I do like CMC, I do like Robbie Anderson, but the Bengals win this game, taking them into the bye week, week 10, and then week 11 they travel fresh off the bye week to Pittsburgh. They've already beat Pittsburgh once this season, and I don't see them sweeping the division this year. So give me the Pittsburgh Steelers in this game, even though they're fresh off the bye. Week 12, back on the road again versus the Tennessee Titans and King Henry himself, a repeat of the playoffs. Is it going to be a repeat, or is Ryan Tannehill going to show up and ball out? Give me the Bengals. The Tennessee Titans are going to be terrible this year. There is so much intertwined controversy BS happening with the Tennessee Titans right now. They don't know if they're left or right, coming north or south. They let their best receiver go. They drafted a quarterback to basically replace Ryan Tannehill. Then he went to therapy because he was in a bad place. The Titans are in a bad place right now. Week 13, I do have the Bengals beating the Chiefs. We broke that down a couple weeks ago. 14, I had the Bengals beating the Browns. Week 15, the Bengals travel to the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Could this possibly be a Super Bowl preview? If you listen to Factor Crap, absolutely not, because the AFC North won't have a championship team. So give me the Bucs in this one. The Bucs and Tom Brady the boys are clicking on all cylinders by week 15, getting ready to make a huge playoff push. It is going to be nasty. Week 16. And they have a lot of these 2 road games back-to-back, and this is not an easy road game at all. It's a Saturday night game. They travel to New England to take on the Patriots. Give me the Patriots. The Patriots are going to have something to prove come week 15, 16, 17 time frame. It's going to be gnarly. Week 17, Monday night matchup. Extra day of rest. The Buffalo Bills come into town. This game is tough. Buffalo Bills. Right now, like I said, the Buffalo Bills on paper are the best team in the AFC. Cincinnati Bengals are probably 5th or 6th. But coming into Houday Nation, getting loud late in the season, give me the Bengals, I guess. Week 18, the Ravens come into town to take on the Bengals again. This game's intriguing because right now I do have the Bengals at 10-6. 10-6 for the Cincinnati Bengals. I don't think they get it done. I think Lamar Jackson finally shows up a game in January and does good things. Look like an MVP caliber type player, giving the Ravens the win Week 18 to finish the Bengals season at 10-7 again. 3-3 in the division, 7-5 in the conference, 7-1 at home. Big key there. So do they win the division? Only time will tell, because we are breaking down the Pittsburgh Steelers next. But before we get into that, I got to give a shout out to my man, Drew. What's up, Drew? I see a big guy in the chat. I started a little early tonight, Drew, because I want to get the whole hour of the AFC North in here. I didn't do a morning show because I was tired. I just want to let you guys know that. So if you guys have missed anything, check out the clips. I'll upload those tonight. We had Factor Crap, moving on, and all the good stuff. I love Factor Crap. I love it. I love it. I love it. So, moving on to the 2022 Pittsburgh Steelers schedule breakdown. Pittsburgh Steelers went 9-8 last season. Ben Roethlisberger has officially retired. They picked up Mitchell Trubisky in the offseason, drafted Kenny Pickett. They still have, Mr. Denham himself, Mason Rudolph. Juju is out. Chase Claypool needs to step up. Najee Harris put on about 15 pounds in the offseason as he got a fat Najee now. But the Pittsburgh Steelers are still a damn good team. Pittsburgh Steelers are a quarterback way to possibly being a playoff-bound team, maybe even a championship playoff team. They are a quarterback away. Will Mitchell Trubisky be the guy, or will Kenny Pickett be the guy? Only time will tell, but I am basing everything off of Mitchell Trubisky being the quarterback this season for the Pittsburgh Steelers. So week number one, they lose to the Cincinnati Bengals week 1. We already broke that down. Week 2, the Patriots come to town, have them beating the Patriots. Week 3, we've already broke that down as well. They are losing, or they're beating the Browns. Week 4, New York Jets. So I have been kind of high on the New York Jets all through these NFC or these AFC North teams, right? The Jets are kind of the kryptonite of the AFC North. Well, guess what? They don't beat the Pittsburgh Steelers. The Pittsburgh Steelers come in and wax that ass, boy. They're like, bring that ass here, boy. Bad baby, bad baby, bad baby. That Pittsburgh Steelers defense is gnarly. Zach Wilson is going to be... you guys remember when Joe Burrow got like 7 sacks or got sacked 6 or 7 times in the Super Bowl? Zach Wilson might be getting sacked 6 or 7 times in the first half. 6 or 7 half. It is going to be bad. Pittsburgh Steelers win this game. Week number 5, the Pittsburgh Steelers travel to Buffalo to take on the Bills. Give me the Bills. I do like the Buffalo Bills. I do not like the signing of Von Miller by any means. All you Buffalo Bills fans do. I don't. But I do think they lose to the Buffalo Bills week 5. Week 6, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers come to town. Give me the Bucs as well. Bucs are kind of on this I'm better than you trip, and they flex on the whole entire NFL in the regular season. Keyword there, in the regular season. Week 7. The Pittsburgh travel to sunny Florida to take on the Miami Dolphins. Give me the Pittsburgh Steelers. I do not like the Miami Dolphins. I don't know how much I got to say this. I do not like them. I have them going 3-14 this season. They're not a good team. Get them out of here. Week number 8, on the road again, as the old who sings that song? Charlie Daniels. On the road again. The Pittsburgh Steelers travel to Philly again to take on the Green Eagles, and they lose again. That's right. The Eagles beat the Pittsburgh Steelers in Week 8. The Pittsburgh Steelers are kind of coming off of a high of beating the Miami Dolphins, and they're kind of ready to just get home, and they just forget to show up against the Philadelphia Eagles. They're looking forward to the bye week. They're looking forward to get home. I mean, they've had 4 road games in the last 5 weeks, so they are burnt out at this point. So, like I said, Week 9 is the bye week. Week 10, New Orleans Saints come into town. The Pittsburgh Steelers win this game. The Steelers flex on the Saints. T.J. Watt has another 3 or 4 sack game. Winston probably gets knocked out at halftime. Like, I don't like to wish injury on like anybody, but that's just the way it is going to be. Week 11, we do have the Steelers beating the Bengals. In Week 12, Pittsburgh Steelers travel to the Indianapolis Colts. Monday night game. Give me the Colts. The Colts are going to be good this year. Matt Ryan is looking great. The Colts are young. They're hungry. They're going to be good. Week 13, they travel to Atlanta to take on the Colts. Final thing here. So, what, baby? Cindy says what's up. So, the Pittsburgh Steelers do beat the Atlanta Falcons Week 13. Week 14, the Ravens come to town to take on the Pittsburgh Steelers. I feel like I've been picking the Steelers a lot. A lot. But give me them again. Give me them again for winning the 4 of their last 5. The Pittsburgh Steelers are starting to look hot here. They're looking hot. Then the week going into Week 15 versus Carolina Panthers, they shit the bed again. They have another game where they simply just forget to show up. And unfortunately, it comes at the wrong time because Week 16, the Raiders come into town. They do beat the Raiders, but Week 17, they lose to the Ravens here, giving them a Week 18 matchup, possibly for the division here, versus the Cleveland Browns. And we do have them beating the Cleveland Browns Week 18. So, with that being said, we had the Pittsburgh Steelers at a 10-7 record as well. 4-2 to division, 8-4 in the conference, 7-1 at home. Wow. So the Cincinnati Bengals and the Pittsburgh Steelers are both 10-7 with 7-1 at home with a 6-4 or 8-4 conference record. Not too shabby, right? So it comes down to the head-to-head. It comes down to this, and this. But we do got to break down the Baltimore Ravens next right now. And that's exactly what we're going to do. Lamar Jackson had an injury-plagued season in 2021, starting just under 8 games last season. The Ravens finished going 8-9, missing the playoffs for the first time in Lamar Jackson's career. So we are kind of intrigued. So right now, right at the bat, breaking down all the other teams, we had them going 5-6 so far in the young NFL season. So we do have the first 7 weeks already broke down. So just to recap here, we have the Ravens beating the Jets. We have the Miami Dolphins beating the Ravens. The Patriots lose, or the Ravens lose to the Patriots. And then I do have the Ravens beating the Buffalo Bills come week 4. Bengals beat the Ravens week 5. The Ravens beat the Giants week 6. Week 7, they beat the Browns. And then week 8 is the first game we get to pick. The Baltimore Ravens travel to Tampa Bay. Tampa Bay's defense is I'm a little worried about their defense because they do have problems defending mobile quarterbacks. And what is Lamar Jackson? He is a running back that happens to throw the ball. Very, very mobile, right? But it is a Thursday night game. It is a primetime game. It is in Tampa. You going from, not too humid Ohio down to nasty, humid Tampa Bay. Week 8 is still going to be hot. Give me the Tampa Bay Buccaneers in this one. Week 9, the Ravens play another NFC South team in the New Orleans Saints. Monday Night Football this time. Give me the Saints. That place is going to be rocking. Jameis Winston is going to be fire. Week 10 is the bye week. Week 11, the Carolina Panthers coming to town to take on the Ravens. The Carolina Panthers, much like the Jets, have kind of had the number of the AFC North this year, but I'm picking the Ravens Week 11 over the Carolina Panthers. Sorry, Andrew, but your boys just don't live up to the hype. Then Week 12, this game is very intriguing to me. The Baltimore Ravens travel to Jacksonville to take on Trevor Lawrence, Travis Etienne, and new look Jacksonville Jaguars. Jacksonville Jaguars are coming fresh off of a bye. So, plenty of time to prepare for Lamar Jackson and the boys. Plenty of time to diagnose what Lamar Jackson doesn't do well. I mean, we already know that. He can't throw the ball well, especially over 5 yards, right? They have plenty of time to make sure their head coach is not kicking kickers. But Week 12, give me Lamar Jackson over the Jacksonville Jaguars. Week 13, we do have the Denver Broncos beating the Ravens. Week 14, the Steelers beat the Ravens. Week 15, the Browns beat the Ravens. Week 16, our last pick of the season here. The Atlanta Falcons come into Baltimore Saturday night. There's a lot of Saturday games. Is that Christmas Eve? Is that why that's so many Saturday games? Oh well, it is what it is. This is a Saturday afternoon game. Give me the Ravens over the Atlanta Falcons game. This week 16 is a must win for the Baltimore Ravens. If they win this game, they will win 3 games in a row to end out the season, to give them an 8-9 record and potentially a spot in the playoffs. Potentially. But if you guys listen to the fact or crap, I said there's not going to be 3 teams in the AFC North in the playoffs. So the Baltimore Ravens do finish 8-9 in this season, 3-3 in division, 6-6 in conference, 5-3 at home, giving them 3rd place in the AFC North. So to break it down logically here, let's put this all full circle here. I do have the Pittsburgh Steelers winning this division at 10-7. Coming in at number 2, we do have the Cincinnati Bengals at 10-7 as well. Right now sitting as a 6th seed in the playoffs. On the outside looking in, you have the Baltimore Ravens at 9-8 and the Cleveland Browns at 8-9, 9 and 10 seeds respectively in the AFC. So, to recap here, we had the Pittsburgh Steelers winning the division, Bengals 2, Ravens 3rd, and the Cleveland Browns coming in at number 4. So, that's going to be it for the show tonight, guys. If you guys get any questions about the divisions and whatnot, let me know. Hit me up on old Twitter machine. Be back tomorrow morning breaking down the NFC South. NFC South, Tampa Bay, Carolina Panthers, Atlanta Falcons, and New Orleans Saints. Is this the worst division in football? I think so. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, but that's going to be it. Thanks for tuning in. See you guys tomorrow morning and tomorrow night. Good stuff happening over here at Man Hour, but get your merch, manhourradio.com. Later.